How to be a good detective. What do detectives do? They ask questions. They try and uncover evidence that leads to the crime. Well, you're going to try and be a good detective too by asking questions, only these questions are of yourself. So, they say repetition is the mother of learning, so I'm going to go back to my earlier example of being on the first tee and having anxiety and having some first tee jitters. As we explained, you could tap on those feelings of I'm anxious, I've got first tee jitters, and you'll get some results too, by the way. At the very least, just tapping on the obvious will always give you some results. But if you really want to be as effective as possible, you want to just maybe ask one or two more questions, such as, why am I nervous? Why am I jittery? What is it about people watching me that makes me nervous? And then you want to think about a time earlier in your life when you felt the same way. If you'll recall earlier, we talked about tripping in a high school play. That might be one example. Maybe you dropped a fly ball in a Little League game. Maybe you spilled a glass of milk and your grandmother yelled at you for being careless. See, it doesn't have to be a super traumatic, life-changing event. It's the little things that happen to us that shape how we react to certain events and circumstances. So if we're afraid of making a mistake, if we're afraid, if we top the tee ball on the first hole and people kind of snicker, that may remind us of the high school play in our subconscious. It may remind us of when grandma yelled at us when we knocked over the milk. So always kind of ask questions and ask yourself, what does this remind me of? When did I first have feelings like this? And if you can go to the original event, the first time it happened or the second time it happened, that's usually the one that created the imprint that you're now carrying in your energetic system. And that energetic imprint of the embarrassment or the failure or disappointment, whatever it happened to be, that energy imprint is still in there, so that when you are in similar circumstances, it gets dredged up. And of course, this is all happening to you unconsciously. So we're going to tune into these things. We're going to examine, uncover, and detect what's behind our issues. And then we're going to tap on them one by one and eliminate them.